Sir, may I come in?
Please come.
Good morning, sir.
Please sit down.
Good
Please
morning,
sit
sir.
down. Please sit down. What is your name?
Sir, my name is Animesh Verma.
So, Mr. Animesh, kindly tell us about yourself.
Sir, as I said, I'm Animesh Verma. I was born and brought up in Lucknow. After completing my schooling from Lucknow, I pursued BTech in electrical engineering from IIT Delhi. And thereafter, I started preparing for the civil services exam. And sir, my hobbies include strength training and walking in nature.
So, you're from Uttar Pradesh. Please tell us, why is UP so backward? States like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, they're all far ahead of UP. It's actually, if you take out Greater Noida or Noida out of UP, it will be as bad as Bihar. Why is it so?
Sir, historically, yes, Uttar Pradesh has been considered a backward state, a Bimaru state, because of, I would say, poor law and order and because of high incidence of poverty. It was, in fact, more than 37% in 2005-6 as per the multidimensional poverty index. But in the recent years, in the last 7-8 years, I think UP has progressed a lot.
You are not giving me the answer to my question. You are talking of other things. I asked you the reasons. Give me the reasons.
Yes,
You are saying it is now better, this, that. So that is not the question, Mr. Animesh, please.
Sir, the reasons I would say UP is a largely agricultural state.
So are other states?
Yes, sir.
So,
So, for example, UP, I mean, it is very largely dependent on agriculture, but in some other states like you said Maharashtra and say Telangana, Gujarat, they have good industrial development as well, and along with the service sector. Whereas in the case of UP, the agriculture sector dominates a lot. So this would be one reason. Secondly, sir, the reason for backwardness, I would say, the patriarchal mindset in the society, especially in the rural areas of UP, which inhibit the female labor force participation rate. So because of that, the economic contribution could not be developed so much. So
okay, you have electrical engineering, but tell me about electric vehicles in India. At what stage we are, and what's the government policy?
So, in the recent times, electric vehicles have been promoted a lot by the government. The sale of electric vehicles has increased a lot in the last few years. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it is said that by 2030, or more than 30% of the vehicle sales would be contributed by the electric vehicles.
It is
in
said by
India.
whom?
Sir, many reports, in fact, the last year's economic survey report also quoted this this
Do you
data.
think it's achievable? What are the difficulties en route to this?
Yes, sir. Sir, there are some, it is achievable overall, though there are some difficulties.
What are the difficulties? Just
Yes,
mention 1, 2, 3. Don't explain. Just tell me the points, please.
So, firstly, I would say the technical aspect, the technical expertise in developing electric vehicles in the companies of India are not so much proficient or experienced in developing electric vehicles.
Why are there so many companies? Here, not Indian Tatas and all are making electric vehicles. Motorbikes are being made by Indian companies electric. So
Yes,
how are they not proficient? Anyway, next point.
Secondly, sir, I would say the financial constraint on the part of government. For example, the FAME scheme, which was introduced for faster manufacturing of electric vehicles, it could not succeed so much because of lack of disbursement of subsidies, as highlighted in the last year's economic survey. Thirdly, sir, I would say there is some um, there's some, I would say, stigma or myths about related to electric vehicles, like
Stigma. What stigma?
myths. So,
What
for
stigma?
example, some prejudice related to electric vehicles, like they are more dangerous, explosion of lithium-ion batteries. So, that I would say.
Anyway, just one simple question now. When was UPSC established?
So, the exact year I don't remember, but I think the Government of India Act 1935, under that it was established.
Thank you.
Yes.
My colleagues will talk to you now.
Mr. Verma,
Yes.
you mentioned a few issues relating to electric vehicles. Now, there are basically two models. One is that you have a standardized battery and you get it charged at charging stations, and a person whose battery has almost worn out, he goes there and picks up another battery which has been charged, and then carries on. It's like a petrol pump but electric battery. So standardization is important. The other one is that you do it at home or at stations, charging stations, where you pay and you have to wait. Which model has India selected? Has it chosen a model?
So, I think India has selected both the models, the battery charging stations, as well as home charging stations, along with the battery replacement method that you mentioned. So, I think various policies by the Ministry of Power has also been outlined by the government to promote the development of public charging infrastructure for the electric
Who
vehicles.
pays? Public charging infrastructure. Somebody has to pay for the electricity. Who pays? Suppose you go to a public charging facility, then how do you pay?
So
been worked
these days
out?
it is quite easy through mobile app. Also, you can pay. There is mobile app UPI also.
Has it been implemented in India yet?
Yes, sir, especially in more developed cities like Noida, Delhi, and Mumbai, etc. So it has been implemented, and it has been planned to increase this expansion to tier 2, tier 3 cities as well.
So tell me something. This issue of renewable energy. Solar power only works during the daytime, and wind power to a great extent during the early part of the night. So, if you want to run your industries with a steady supply of electricity, you can't do away with completely with thermal power projects. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir, I would agree with this, but still a large part of the industrial power requirement can be contributed through renewable energy sources via hybrid solar and wind power projects that has been implemented, especially in Rajasthan, Jaisalmer, which combines solar plus wind energy.
What happens in 2070? How do we give up completely on our carbon emission? Do we have a commitment under the UNFCCC?
Yes, sir. Under the UNFCCC, we have declared our Panch Amrit goal, where we have
specifically,
where we have declared to be net zero by the year 2070.
So how do we do it if we don't give up thermal power completely?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, we do not need to give up thermal power completely. We can say increase the capacity of renewable energy sources to say 70 to 80%, and the remaining 20% can be contributed through thermal sources.
Okay. One last question. Give us a bit of the history of Lucknow. When did it come into prominence? And about a bit about Lucknow culture.
Yes, sir. Sir, Lucknow has a very long history. In fact, since ancient times, Lucknow was in fact known as Lakshmanpur. It was this territory was gifted by Sri Ram ji to his brother Lakshman ji after the victory over Lanka.
Okay.
So that's why it is also called Lakshmanpur. Now, sir, coming to the establishment and prominence of the city Lucknow, it was established in the year 1775 by the Nawab Asaf ud Daula, and sir, and sir, it has a great history, especially in the contribution to the Indian struggle against the British rule, especially in the 1857 revolt, where Begum Hazrat Mahal led a team of rebels to oust the Britishers. Sir, talking about the culture of Lucknow, Lucknow is
Where did Begum Hazrat Mahal flee to?
sir, Nepal.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mr. Animesh Verma, you just now referred to Nepal. How are India's relations with Nepal right now, and what problems are there, if any?
Yes, sir. Sir, right now, India and Nepal share a very good and healthy relationship. In fact, since the 1950, they have already signed the friendship treaty, because of which there's a free border regime, and also there's a lot of trade between India and Nepal. So, though in the recent years there were one or two hiccups, especially the border issue
Which border issue?
in the near the Uttarakhand border between India
What is
and
that
Nepal.
called? That. Okay.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
All right. Okay. Then, any other problems? What is the Madheshi issue?
Sorry, sir.
Madheshi issue. Madheshi.
Sorry,
You
sir, I'm
refer
not
it.
aware.
Another country which has been a lot in the news recently, one of our neighbors, is Maldives.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think there are some problems which have arisen in our relations with Maldives?
Yes, sir. Sir, since last year, before last year, I would say India and Maldives had a very good and healthy relationship. But since the change of power in Maldives recently, in November last year, the president Mohammad Muizu was elected. He has shown more of inclination towards China and a bit of say negativity towards India. So I would say
How would you say negativity towards India? Did Muzi say anything, or his party?
yes, sir.
What?
Sir, since during his election campaigns for the presidential post, he had said that he would free the Maldives of the Indian military presence, and his campaign was India out.
Correct. And what happened since then, after he became president?
So after he became president, first of all he asked India government to to remove their military presence from the Maldives nation, and also, sir, they also did not participate in the Colombo Security Conclave recently, and also more recently there was an issue over our Prime Minister Modi's visit towards Lakshadweep, where some disrespectful comments were posted by the deputy ministers against India and our Prime Minister.
They were very insulting comments.
Yes, sir.
So, what should India's policy be now towards the Maldives?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Sir, I think since their deputy ministers have been responsible for damaging our India and Maldives relationship, India has even asked to that the onus is now on the Maldives to repair this relationship, and has also asked to remove their ministers permanently.
Let's turn to another current topic, the Israel-Hamas war. Do you think that Israel was looking for an opportunity to really try and knock Hamas out, and that Hamas made a blunder by launching its terrorist attack on October 7th? What is your view?
Sir, I would say that Israel was not looking for such opportunity, because in fact it was itself surprised by the October 7 terror attack by the Hamas, and even before that Israel used to quite occasionally, quite frequently bomb some of the areas of the Gaza Strip, and there's civilians.
There is some agreement that has been reached recently through Qatar about medicines. Have you followed that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, a humanitarian corridor has been arranged for the refugees near the.
No, I'm asking about supply of medicines. Any agreement? Because many people are sick, suffering, dying in Gaza. Do you know what agreement has been reached?
Sorry,
No,
sir, I
alright,
will read
okay.
about it. Sir.
Let's turn to another subject. The President of UAE had recently visited India. What was the importance of his visit? Why did he come here?
Sir, the visit was to enhance the strategic partnership between India and
Now,
UAE.
what was the occasion? What did he come here for? You didn't look at the news items.
Sorry, sir.
You didn't look at this news item?
I read it, but not in detail, sir.
All right. Prime Minister is going to UAE next month, February. What is he going there? What is the main purpose for which he is going? You don't know.
Sorry, sir.
All right. Now, what is the importance of UAE for India? In points, what do you think?
Sir, first of all, I would say the economic importance because of the huge trade between India and UAE.
Where does UAE rank amongst our trading partners?
So it is in
List.
the top 3, but I don't remember
It's
the
third. And what is its ranking in terms of our export destinations?
So
You don't
the
know.
top 2.
Any other points for which UAE is important for us?
Sir, I would say the Indian diaspora, a large number of Indians reside.
How large? What is the population of the Indian diaspora in the UAE?
Sir, I don't remember the example.
What is the GCC?
GCC. Yes, sir. So GCC is the Gulf Cooperation Council. It is an association of Middle East countries.
Which countries? How many countries?
Sir, mainly oil producing countries.
How many countries? Number.
Sorry, sir. I will read
Which
about
countries?
it. Sir, like UAE, Saudi
Yes.
Arabia,
That's two.
and sir.
You don't know. Last question. Which of the GCC countries have normalized relations with Israel?
Excuse me, sir. Can you please repeat the question?
Which of the GCC countries have normalized relations with Israel?
Sir, very recently, Saudi Arabia has normalized.
Are you sure about that?
So it has increased cooperation.
Has it normalized relations? My question was, how many GCC countries have normalized relations with Israel? I guess you don't know.
Sorry, sir. I'm not.
Thank you.
I will read about it.
Okay, Mr. Animesh.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, your father works in the Deputy Director Horticulture and Food Processing,
It's a joint director, sir.
Joint Director. So, have you any idea about this in UP? What is the position of the food processing, horticulture and food processing?
Sir, UP is the largest horticulture production state in India. So, in terms of the horticulture production, about 20 lakh hectares of area under UP is under the horticulture production, where 14 lakh hectares are under the cultivation of vegetables, and the rest 6 lakh hectares is under the cultivation of fruits. And also, sir, in terms of the amount of production, about 55 million tons of total horticulture production was outputted in the financial year 23.
Good. What about the processing? How much is processed and what are the products?
Yes, sir. So, in terms of the food processing in UP, almost 6% food processing is there at the tertiary level, and the aim is to increase it to up to 25% in the coming years.
What are the products? What are they processing?
Yes, sir. So, many horticultural products like fruits like mango, guava, then vegetables, then amla, honey, mushroom cultivation. So these are and even spices. So these are some of the products that are
Who is processing this? The private parties or government is processing, or some farmers or cooperatives are processing? Who is doing?
Sir, it is open to all the sectors, the cooperative sector,
No, but
private
who is
sector.
doing presently?
Sir, sorry, sir, I'm not
No, I don't know.
sure about it.
Tell me, recently this Telecom Act has been passed.
Yes, sir.
What are the pros and cons according to you, or your opinion on that?
Yes, sir. Sir, it has the telecommunications bill has many pros. Like I would say, it regulates uh, auction of the spectrum allocation. It makes it more transparent, where most of the spectrum will be allocated through the auction route. And sir, secondly, the telecommunications bill also promotes the expansion of telecom services, especially in remote and backward areas through satellite services. And so there are also some cons, like there are concerns over the government takeover of telecom services under special circumstances. So there are some issues about say freedom of speech that has been raised by some of the media persons.
You said that there have been improvement in auction system. What is that improvement they have done?
Yes, sir. So open tendering route has been adopted for the auction system, where more and more private sector players are encouraged to.
Earlier, what was the system? Were not open tendering?
So earlier, I would say, like in the very past, I think it was through licensing regime was there in India, so it was not so much open-ended.
No, that was long back.
Yes, sir.
License system has gone. There is some administered allocation also by the administration.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is your opinion on that?
Yes, sir. For the satellite spectrums, administrative allocation system has been adopted.
What is this system actually? Allocating at whims and fancy, or some guidelines are there?
Sir, the main aim, I believe, is to promote the private sector, because in the satellite services, India is quite behind actually right now. So through auction spectrum, auction allocation, it won't be very feasible for the private players to bid for it. So
So you are
that's
giving
why.
a subsidy to them that way.
Yes, sir, in a way, yes.
Rakhi Gadi, have you heard of this place called Rakhi Gadi? Where
Yes,
it
sir. It is an ancient Harappan civilization site in India.
Where it is? In India.
So I'm not sure, but I think it's Haryana.
And what is the significance? Recently some discoveries have been made.
Sorry, sir, I will read about it.
So last one is, you are electrical engineer. Can we convert petrol vehicle to electrical vehicle? For example, a vehicle which is completing its 14 years, 15 years. So it has to be traced. To avoid that, we can convert it into electrical vehicle. Because idea was of pollution only, na? When engine can be dispensed away with.
Yes, sir.
What's your opinion?
So, yes, sir. I think we can convert an internal combustion engine to a electric vehicle, but it would had some challenges, like many of the components in the conventional vehicles are not actually required in the electric vehicles.
So that can be removed.
Yes, sir.
That's good, we can sell it as scrap.
Yes,
And
sir.
how much space is required for these batteries in the car? Because where you will put those batteries?
Yes, sir. So, I think it has been implemented towards the back side of the car. The battery is usually placed, and the size of the battery is basically dependent on the capacity.
A normal car like let us say Honda City,
Yes, sir.
or even lesser than that, Swift, Maruti normal car.
So I'm not sure about the size of the battery.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Animesh. Our discussion with you is over. Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We will call you for a feedback. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.